Hello. Welcome to the Early Childhood Education and Care Department's first Early Childhood Day at the Roundhouse. Woo! My name is Elizabeth Kraginski, and I have the honor of serving as Cabinet Secretary of this amazing department, where we are working to build, yes, give it up for ECECD. Nice. We're working to build a cohesive, equitable, and comprehensive, high-quality prenatal to age 5 system of programs and services for all New Mexico families and young children. Woohoo! I love it. I want to thank the amazing staff at Early Childhood Education and Care Department for making today possible. They have been diligently working with partners, getting out communications. Please make sure you visit our information booth. But I also want to thank the Lannel Foundation for coming and supporting this day and bringing the photo booth, media desk for their amazing support with ALAX and all that we're going to show today. UNM Kids UNM Kids with their safe sleep education and all the other fun things at their table. Explora, having all the kids have great things to do. Wonder School, who's helping keep families connected to childcare. Our professional resources table, Growing Up New Mexico, for bringing their table and all their expertise to the day. The New Mexico Head Start Association and our Interagency Coordinating Council, who works with our family, infant, toddler. Thank you all. Let's give a big round of applause to all those people who made today possible. I also want to thank the amazing early childhood educators who we had bring their classrooms here today. You can see the quality of these classrooms when groups of children come into a strange place and immediately find themselves at home in a classroom and sit down and have story time and make arts and crafts. Seeing their curiosity, their enthusiasm, and love for learning in the Roundhouse warms my heart. When I look around and see the children playing, interacting, making crafts, listening to these stories, you see them growing, you see them learning, you see them developing their social and emotional skills, their cognitive and language, all the things we know that are absolutely critical for young children to be able to thrive when they enter kindergarten. We are hosting this day to promote and deepen the understanding among legislators and key staff about early education, why it's important, why early care is education. We want to make sure that this body, which they have been an incredibly supportive body to support early childhood, fully investing. What will New Mexico look like when every community in this state has a fully operational, high-quality prenatal to 5 system? That's going to be a great day for our state. I encourage all of you here today to make your voice heard. Talk to your legislators. We have postcards on our table. You can personalize your message. What's important to you? What's important in your community or to families or to you as a parent or an early educator? And take these to your legislators and let your voice be heard. I'm so excited to kick off our program today. See, I've seen these things in the Roundhouse all year, and I've never got to sit up here. So anyway, to kick off our program, we have a very special treat. Today, we are going to be the first people in New Mexico to see the second episode of the Early Show with Alex. Woo! This is a program, it's available on the web. You search the Early Show with Alex, and you will find a playful, informative online series. This is geared directly to families with little ones. This show thinks outside the box. It brings our state message of the resources and the programs and services that we have to New Mexico families through various heroes that are featured on the Early Show. They know their child best, our families, and Alex is there to support and learn alongside them. No judgment, creating comedy, and making it okay for parents not to know what to do. Since its launch in January, this show has over 1 million views. Wow. The first episode focused on home visiting and safe sleep. We're lucky here today to have a special guest, our collaborator, our intergalactic ambassador of care, Alex, here with us today.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, everyone. Oh, this is so exciting. Wow. Looks like a spaceship in here.
I know.
Hi.
Thank you.
How are you?
Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Thanks for coming to help share your show here in the rotunda, we call it, the roundhouse.
Whoa. Is that because it's a round house?
Exactly.
Makes
You're
sense.
so smart. It
Yeah.
does look like a spaceship, sort of, too.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Yeah. As you know, New Mexico is the scientific and cultural hub of the galaxy.
Yes.
It is also one of the few places which has an early childhood and education department in the whole galaxy. So,
Yes.
as you know, I had to come here and see for myself what it was all about.
That is so
Yeah.
awesome. What are some of the things that you've learned so far since you've been here in this amazing state?
I have learned so much. In our last episode, I got to talk to Lily, the home visitor, all about sleep. And in this episode, which we're all about to see together, woohoo! In this episode, I talked to Amy, who is, can you guess, a pre-K teacher and librarian.
Wow.
And we talk all about feelings.
Oh,
It's pretty amazing. I can't wait to watch with all of you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's get going. Let's see this newest episode.
Yeah, enjoy everybody, and thanks for having me. Enjoy.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for coming and helping us reach more families across New Mexico. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Alex, host of The Early Show with Alex. I'm an intergalactic ambassador of care. This is my ship. Through time and space, through space and time, I come to your planet to learn all about your little humans and find out how to care for them. Why are they sleeping? Why are they crying? Why are they laughing? What are they doing? Why is it looking at me that way? And the most important cultural, scientific hub of the universe, New Mexico. Take it away, ship. Not that far away. Come back, ship. Right there. Oh, that's it. Perfect. In the earliest time slot possible, which is this one, because this is the early show with me, Alex. It's so early. Ship, is everything ready? Quest Glove, this is your big moment. I love that song. It's inspiring. It makes me want to sing. I will... Quest Glove? Quest Glove? Oh, you went away. That makes me sad. Oh, you're right, Chip. It's time to start the show. Please beam in our next guest, Amy. Amy! Welcome to the Early Show with Alex. That's me, Alex.
Hi, Alex. It's nice to meet you. I'm really excited to be here.
You're a pre-K teacher and a librarian, and you've met thousands of little humans and experienced hundreds of millions of billions of little feelings.
Oh, millions. I've experienced the spectrum of emotions with young children, for sure.
On my planet, we just show our feelings with our colors of our hearts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's such a superpower.
Well, it sounds a little more complicated for humans.
We can't see our feelings.
Oh.
And babies aren't born knowing how to explain what feeling they're having and what to do with that. So we can definitely notice how people are acting, especially young children. Sometimes their behaviors reflect how they might be feeling on the inside.
Whoa.
Some strategies as the adult caregiver, I would suggest, number one, identify the feeling. Feelings happen inside of our bodies. So I might show a child, I'm feeling really angry and my face is hot. Or, oh, I'm uncomfortable and my tummy's kind of gurgling and making noises. So identifying that you're having it and what it feels like in your body is really important. The second thing I like to do is give it a name, and that teaches the child and the adult, because we all need practice at this.
Sure.
Gives the child the vocabulary to connect to that feeling. And lastly, managing the feeling. And that could be different for every child and every adult. This works for adults too. We all need practice identifying what we're feeling, naming it, and then managing the feeling.
Sounds important. Oh, hey, Amy. Ship wants to connect us to your friend, Norman, from the school.
I love Norman. Excellent. Norman
look.
is very perceptive about feelings, and he gets kids to talk about them so easily.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Ship, connect us to Norman.
Hi, Alex. I'm Jude, and I'm at my school.
And who am I?
And this is my friend, Mr. Newman. I'm Mr. Norman.
Do you ever have feelings?
Yeah?
When you get really, really excited? What does that look like?
I mean, this. I'm done with you. Don't survive.
When you feel really mad, what is that like?
I mean this.
Oh, you make noises and your face gets mad. How do you calm your body down? Oh, breathing again. Has anyone ever felt sad that you loved?
Yeah.
Who is that?
My sister and my brother.
What do you do if you see someone that you love feeling sad?
I just do this.
Oh, a little pat. Oh, it's so nice, Jude. Thank you.
Little humans do have a lot of feelings. Amy, what are some other ways we can help little ones understand their feelings?
Another really good thing to do with children and learn about feelings is books. Books and play are great strategies to talk about feelings and incorporate the vocabulary when you're not having big feelings.
Well, I was hoping, as a librarian, you could give us a few recommendations of books that can help us learn how to manage our emotions.
I will make you a list. I would love to do that.
Oh, great. And I'll put that list on my website. Yeah, actually, though, Quest Club's gonna do it. Quest Club takes care of all my coding.
Delegate.
Yeah. Well, what about big humans, caregivers? What about you, Amy? What do you do when you have big feelings?
Everyone's different, but for me, I like to close my eyes and escape somewhere else. Maybe the beach, and I can feel the sand in my toes, breathe in the sea air. And then I feel calm.
Wow.
And I'm able to help a child who has big feelings. I can't really help when I'm escalated and feeling a lot of static and nerves in my own body. In fact, sometimes when the adults are heightened and we have big feelings, we say and do things we don't mean with children. And it's okay to say sorry. I was frustrated. I didn't mean to yell at you, and next time I'm going to try to calm down and talk about it with you.
So saying sorry is a good thing?
It is.
So maybe Quest Glove could say sorry for disappearing on me all the time. Oh, Chip says it's sorry because we're almost out of time, Amy.
No,
I'm
I don't
sorry.
want to.
Yeah, you have so much to share. We could talk forever.
Well, before I go, can I touch your heart?
My heart? Of course. Come on over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can just touch it?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my favorite
So
one.
cool, Alex.
Yeah, that one. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's my going to sleep one. Try again. Oh, yeah. That one is just for giggles. Can't you do this?
No,
Do you ever touch your heart and see if the colors change?
can't see it. Just feel it.
Oh, good. Well, at least you can feel it. Give it a try. How'd that feel?
I feel warm, fuzzy feelings because I'm with you.
Yeah. Classic.
That was so wonderful. I think there's a lot of big feelings going on right now, so I think it's always wise to remind ourselves how to identify, name, and then, what's my third? Manage, yes. Thank you, Alex, for that. I am now honored to be able to introduce New Mexico's Teacher of the Year, Tara Hughes, who is going to talk to us about what she does to help support young children in New Mexico. Thank you. This is the governor. You can stand on that too.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'll go like this. Okay. Hi. So first of all, if everyone can just please join me in a clap, because I think we need to give an applause for New Mexico's future. And right here, we're here today to celebrate New Mexico's future. Thank you to Secretary Graginski for inviting me here today. I'm honored to be able to celebrate early child education and the importance of the early childhood workforce as an integral part of children's development. I want to thank you all for your dedication to our state's youngest learners. I know how hard you work, and I understand the passion and the care that goes into working in early childhood education. Your path is empowering the children of New Mexico to be problem solvers, innovators, and creative and flexible thinkers. So, I'm a preschool teacher, early child education, and we've been sitting for a little while. And I know how important movement is to increase memory and recall. So, if you could just please all join me while we move and count, okay? Thank you. So it goes like this. You can just follow me and we're gonna count together. I'm so glad to see you. I can hardly wait. Can you stomp like a dinosaur and count to 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm so glad to see you. I can hardly wait. Can you flutter like a butterfly and count to 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you please turn to your neighbor and repeat it just like me? You are kind. You are smart. You can do hard things. You're gonna have a great day. Thank you. Every day, we start our morning with rituals, reminding one another of what we can do, reframing our mindsets to include positive, encouraging, and inspiring language to boost confidence, take on challenges, and learn from them. These rituals build connections in our classroom family through encouragement and empathy, creating a compassionate classroom where my students care about themselves and each other, teaching one another we're all in this together. When creating classrooms for academic learning, we design play centers, making learning spaces engaging with materials to promote inquiry and pedagogical success. We plan the same way for teaching emotional literacy. We design activities, read books, and sing songs. The difference is we cannot plan for life's unexpected challenges, such as a pandemic, illness, and hardship students face outside the microcosm of a classroom community. Children and their individual needs are always changing. Therefore, we as educators are always evolving to meet those needs. This year, our classroom family experienced a first that a teacher cannot plan for. A friend in our class lost their father. I wasn't sure how to handle the discussions that might happen. How do you talk about those big feelings around one of the hardest subjects to broach with young children? I spoke to my students' families, explaining, I don't know what to expect, but as a classroom community, we have created a safe place and will honor everyone's feelings to talk and ask questions. I encourage a climate that fosters communication, and mealtime in our classroom is an opportunity where we sit together, converse, nurture, and listen to one another's stories about home. We talk about feelings, emotions are validated. The time gives my students a safe place to talk and share more about themselves. This past Thursday, while eating lunch, children were talking about their pets. And a friend in our class, I'm gonna call him Michael, shared, my dad died, but I'm still happy. I was caught off guard, completely taken back by the power of the moment. I asked, "How can we help you if you feel sad?" The whole class got quiet. And if you know a preschool classroom, that really never happens. But every child was waiting and holding a space for Michael to hear what he needed. With tenderness, Michael said, "Maybe a hug." At that moment, every friend got up and gave Michael a hug, wishing him well. As I watched my students navigate this complicated situation with empathy and gentleness, they noticed that I became overwhelmed with my emotion, and they took care of me too, showering me with their hugs. I was so worried about how I was going to handle the big feelings and tough conversations that would surface, but instead, my students did it on their own. I let that moment exist as it is, providing a healthy space for everyone to be. The problem solving that happened existed because of the sense of safety, belonging, and connection that we have built as a compassionate classroom community since the first day of school. Together, we met Michael's needs because of the emotional supports embedded into our classroom to handle events when they arise as a natural part of life. I teach an inclusion classroom, and not all my students have language to verbally express their feelings. But every child, no matter their speech capability or impulsivity, showed compassion to their friend through the universal language of love. That bond that we built shined bright because when students of diverse abilities and backgrounds play, socialize, and learn together, respect, kindness, friendships, and understanding of differences grow. Our classrooms provide the context for children's first relationships outside of their families, weaving opportunities to practice skills related to social, communicative, and emotional development. Early childhood educators have the most important job: to prepare students with skills needed in school and in everyday life, tools they rely on throughout their lives to regulate emotions, improve decision-making, and develop self-awareness and relationships. Skills fundamental to every classroom community, because without it, we would not have empathy and acceptance for others. When the ability to manage emotions, maintain supportive relationships, and make caring decisions are missing, students experience stress and pressure, particularly as they move through elementary to secondary schools, which impact them academically, socially, and emotionally. For years, education has been relying on K through 12 to level the playing field, but what was missed was the focus on preschool years and earlier. It's an exciting time in early child education. We're watching an evolution take place because politicians, stakeholders, and governments are understanding that closing the preschool gap is one of the smartest investments they can make to reduce inequality, break the cycles of poverty, exclusion, and oppression. In New Mexico, because of the Early Child Education and Care Department, we're seeing a more cohesive and effective early childhood system, where our youngest learners and their families are being provided with equitable opportunities before entering kindergarten through high-quality programs that celebrate early childhood as a life stage worthy in its own right. My students' needs are not unique to my classroom. Many educators across the state have experienced students with situations just like Michael's. Collectively, if we can build solid foundations based on community and teach our children to be aware of theirs and others' feelings, to manage strong emotions and conflicts, we will prepare our state's youngest learners to be socially and emotionally secure. Then academic learning will follow. It's important to remember that our decisions now, the policies we create, the contributions and the actions we set forth impact our children beyond the classroom, having the ability to positively influence not only a child's academic career, but their entire life. Thank you again to New Mexico's early childhood workforce for shaping our early learning environments into communities built on relationships where children can be problem solvers while feeling safe, empowering them to become catalysts for change using the strength of their own language. In our classroom, we end our day with another ritual to solidify our unity. So, if you can please join me in one of our classroom rituals. It's an I do, you do model. So you can repeat it just like me. And it goes like this. I'm important and I'm here to say, I'm gonna change the world today. Spreading kindness, love, and being a helper too. Doing the world changer boogaloo. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, a woman who in her first term as governor has completely transformed the early education and care landscape in New Mexico. In her first year, she established New Mexico as only the 4th state to elevate education and care to a cabinet-level agency. She led the effort in her second year to secure predictable and stable funding through the Early Childhood Trust Fund, and in her third year put her full support behind the Constitutional Amendment 1, and who through her vision and leadership has made New Mexico the yardstick by which other states now measure innovation and progress in early childhood education. Our Governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Oh, I can't even do the math anymore. I'm 7 weeks out from my total knee. And for all of the people in the Capitol who got total knees, those are hard. And so I just got down the stairs. So forgive me for my wincing as I stand on my box in order to see everyone who's here. This is a hard place, frankly, and I know that's going to be surprising for me to be. Because this is the vision of so many experts and so many leaders, many of whom are right in this room right now. And quite frankly, when we basically sort of challenged the rest of the country and every New Mexican to really get behind cradle to career efforts, that national presence about what we wanted here for our families created sort of a sea change and a storm of excitement around the country, which quite frankly led to our secretary, Elizabeth Gragensky, and many of those early, I'm gonna let you clap in a minute, many of those early investments from the federal government that paid incredible, right? Educators, let's not call ourselves workers anymore. Every single person participating in quality care and early childhood education is a brain architect and an educator in the state of New Mexico. Now, you've always had that vision, but you haven't always had that respect. And your work today and her work, Secretary Gragensky, has really shifted the way that we feel about this body of work. And I see Ms. Hughes in the front row, and she's going to get recognized, I have no doubt, and get to speak again. And I may not be in the room to hear it, and that makes me sad. Because you inspire me, and there isn't a single New Mexican who doesn't have this example. Our children need immediate supports for care and service and education the second that we have them, right? And actually that means more home visiting, more prenatal care, more coverage for the mom and the family. That means quality care environments that lend and lead themselves seamlessly into pre-K. And that means by the time that our kiddos, in spite of any issue or opportunity that we now can address, right, in a holistic way, we don't lose any of those students. And I've got a grandchild who is dealing with any number of those issues. They were missed in pre-K because she's a little, she was ahead of where we are all now. And when I hear these stories from parents, life-changing, where their kiddos have everything they need, where we're now #1 in the country for the diagnostic, frankly, and just the recognition of both these opportunities and potential challenges, making sure that we wrap around them when they're 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. You in this room have changed for generations now of New Mexicans the fight about whether or not we're going to be able to provide supports when you're in the 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th or 7th grade. And we don't have to have that debate here anymore because you had the courage to stand up and say, New Mexico will have a constitutional right to childcare. We will have a constitutional right to pre-K, that we will embed and wrap around those services, and we're going to continue to treat this group of advocates and professionals as just that. And we're going to continue to invest in the infrastructure and into the professional development and salaries for the men and women who are going to change forever poverty in New Mexico and challenge. You're going to erode it for a state that didn't have a fair shot, and we do now because of your work and your dedication. Now you got it. I get to do this now, and then they want me to get off because I'm talking too long. I know that you're here not only to say, look, it's working, it is, but you're also here to tell our legislature, which we respect, but I'm struggling a bit. I don't understand why it is that any of us have to remind them that these investments are not a one-sided, one day, one effort, one program, that these become our values in our budget for our children. We will maintain those investments. We will not allow them to sweep away that trust fund or redirect our early intervention efforts from any child or family anywhere in the state, no matter how rural that place is. And that means reminding them that this is a governor who won't sign a budget that doesn't fully fund our early childhood education comprehensive efforts. I will not do it. And you can remind every single legislator who I respect, and they've got a lot of balancing to do. We don't balance this on the backs of the professionals that are lifting up our families, and we will never balance it on the backs of these children who deserve our attention and support this day and every day. All right? And last, when I was running, I get to do that now, you know, people have a lot of concerns. I get it. We're not completely, we haven't eradicated poverty. We have got public safety challenges and really at-risk, vulnerable families in every single community across America and every single community across New Mexico. And that is not lost on me. And these efforts that you make empower families to have better, to do better, to have more stability. So we are changing that, each and every one of us. But do you know the other stories I heard from Wagon Mound to Deming, and from Hobbs to a chapter on the Navajo Nation right before the Arizona border? Is families who wanted me to express these 3 things to you. 1, thank you for being there when they had no options and they were nurses and doctors in McKinley County, where we were hit really hard by COVID. And you knew who went to work every day and who supported their children before vaccines and before all of the other treatments? You did. You showed up every day for every one of those kids and families. And that will never be forgotten by this governor or this state. 2, you are leading the country in access for 3- and 4-year-olds, and you are leading the country in access to quality care and figuring out now, the third thing, how to navigate it so that it's seamless for families. You know, there's a little bit too much driving around for a family with toddlers, and I know that New Mexico can resolve it. Why? Because I have you, and you are steering a ship that's leading and trailblazing, crossing an ocean of divide for families. You do that even in a state that has no ocean or, frankly, enough water. You are navigating that every single day, and it's making a difference. And so families said, I went back to college because I have access to high-quality childcare. I went back to work. We're finishing building our home. We could pay all of our bills. My educators made a difference in the behavior issues for my children. You helped me navigate to an expert or a professional for diagnostics. We solved the problem. I had educators tell me for the first time they weren't working 2 and 3 jobs in order to be an educator in the state of New Mexico, and that they have places to refer families who need more. You did all of that during COVID, fires, and floods. You are, in fact, the champions and leaders of a state that is on the move, that will lift up every child and every family. I want you to keep doing that work. You say to legislators, fully fund early childhood education and care and lead the country. Thank you for standing up for our little ones and their families. You guys are amazing, and you're my New Mexico heroes. Thank you. I don't. And I know there's a proclamation where we're honoring the lives of too many families, and one right here in New Mexico with the tragedies that are unfolding around the country, around the world. And what we're watching in Ukraine and Turkey and in any number of places occurring from any number of natural disasters. Wrap yourselves around the families who need your love and support, particularly at this time. And I thank you for being here. And the victims of domestic violence and homicide. Look, public safety is a key set of issues. Certainly not lost on me that we're combining a couple of days where gun violence and public safety awareness are embedded in celebrating where we are as proud New Mexico families. Reducing harm, creating resiliency, and wrapping around every single country so that they have the tools and the resources they need to rebuild, to recover, and to safeguard families in the first place from these disasters that are all too frequent and all too often, and quite frankly, all too familiar. My condolences to the family and my respect to everyone here who fights through all of these issues all together, all at once, every single day. And I appreciate all of you for that. Thank you.
Thank you. A big hand for our wonderful governor, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. Alex, what do you think of our governor?
Woo! What a speech. What a speech. What a speech. Amazing. I loved it.
She's pretty
that's
awesome.
really all I have to say. I loved it.
She's got big feelings.
She does. We all have big feelings in this room, and we're all doing a great job managing them.
Right.
So congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank
you,
you.
Governor Lujan Grisham.
Yay!
Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
As the governor mentioned, we are going to have time here to now celebrate and recognize a wonderful life. I want to have Elchin Bahadurli's family, if they could stand and be recognized. We're going to have a proclamation in her honor and a celebration of her life. We have her husband and her son and many of her wonderful extended family. As they know so closely, thank you. At the bedrock of our early education and care system are the amazing early childhood professionals. These skilled professionals strengthen our communities by guiding, teaching, and supporting children and their families. Today, I have the privilege of reading out a proclamation in honor of Elchin Bahadurli, leading light of New Mexico's early childhood community, who, as the governor said, was tragically killed earlier this month in a horrible earthquake in Turkey that left tens of thousands dead. Elchin impacted countless lives over her 20 years educating and caring for children at Southwest Child Care Early Learning Centers in Albuquerque. She was beloved by her colleagues, the families she served, and the children she cared for, treating them all like her own family. On February 7th, New Mexico lost this remarkable woman. Our deepest condolences to her surviving family, who have joined us here today, her husband, Fatih, her two children, Melina and Ayan. Also here with us are her work colleagues, Kyle Smith, we're gonna have them come up, Maria Wizar and Osvaldo Gonzalez from Southwest Child Care. Today's proclamation in honor of Elchin Bahadurli reads as follows, and we have it here if you want to all come up. I'm so sorry. Whereas this proclamation is issued to honor the life of Elchin Bahadurli, her commitment to early childhood, and how her 20 years of work in the early childhood education and care system transformed the lives of many young children in New Mexico. Whereas Elchin Bahadurli was an immigrant to the United States who learned English through her work with infants and young children, advancing from teacher to director to becoming the chief operating officer of Southwest Child Care Early Learning Centers. She also received her associate's degree and was on her way to obtaining her bachelor's degree. Whereas Elchin Bahadurli knew each child, family member, and staff member that she worked with, calling them all her school family. She served as a bright light for everyone she worked with. Whereas Elchin Bahadurli worked every day to ensure that her staff and the children and families in their care received the guidance, encouragement, and care that they needed to thrive. Whereas Elchin Bahadurli demonstrated what tenacity and great leadership in the field of early childhood education is through her work to ensure high-quality early childhood education for all in her care and how it can make a lifelong impact on children. Whereas research shows that the contributions that Elchin Bahadurli's work made to the short and long-term outcomes for children are significant. Whereas Elchin Bahadurli, along with her brother, perished tragically in an earthquake in Turkey on February 7th while caring for her ailing 80-year-old mother. She is survived by her husband, Fatih Bahadurli, two children, Melina and Ayan Bahadurli, and will live on the hearts of all who knew her. Whereas New Mexico's early childhood community wished to recognize Elchin Bahadurli's significant contributions to the field during her life and honor her memory. This is signed by our Governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, Governor of New Mexico, do hereby proclaim February 28, 2023 as Elchin Bahadurli Day throughout the state of New Mexico. Thank you again to Elchin Bahadurli for her lifetime of dedication to New Mexico's children and families. I ask that we all keep her family in our thoughts and prayers during this extremely difficult time. Thank you all so much for helping us celebrate early childhood today. We honor this incredible woman as she represents so many of you and so many others here in our beautiful state. It's truly been a pleasure to have you all with us here today to celebrate early learning in New Mexico. The ECECD tables, partner tables, activities, and model classrooms are still open till 2 p.m., so we hope you'll visit all of them. And again, get your postcards. As the governor said, take your personalized message to your legislators about what's important to you and what's important to your community in terms of early childhood. Thank you again for all your support, and we'll see you again next year. Have a great day.